Hello and welcome to another update video about Terra Luna. I do this video because it was requested by one of my channel members. Happy to prioritize requests of channel members, and my last Terra Luna video I made on the 3rd of October. And what we currently see, we are trading at around 37.7 US dollars. Made our all-time high here a few days ago, or well, a week ago, I think on the 8th of October or here on the 4th of October. One of these days we made the all-time high of around $50, a little bit more, 50.62 or 63. And yeah, we want to know where we could be heading. Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? We're going to take a look at that. And before I delete them, we can take a look here at the Fibonacci extension levels, just to give you an idea of where the next main resistance zones will be should we get above the all-time high again. So we've got the 1.272 extension level at $63. After that, we've got the 1.618 extension level of $79.44. And after that, we've got the $97. After that, we've got the $126. But the one that I would be one of the most significant ones here is the $80. That's the 1.618 extension level, very important extension level. And basically what you do with these Fibonacci extensions, they're just psychological marks. This is what other traders use based on the last major wave to the upside and the most recent top. You define these Fibonacci extension levels, and very often the price adheres to it, right? Now, where are we now? Currently trading, as I said, on $37.5 at the moment. We can define this ascending trend line that just gives us a bit of structure, gives us a good overview. And you could even argue that we're actually trading in a channel, even though on the upper side we only have 2 touch points. But if I just create 2 lines here, and I think we can very well define this channel here, this ascending channel, which will allow us to define, you know, where we could be heading until we break that channel. So it's always a good structure to have a channel like that defined or something, you know, because it gives you a really good idea for trading. We can see that we're currently trading in an uptrend. We're above the 200, above the 50, and below the 20-day moving average. However, we are above the more significant ones, above the 50 and above the 200. It seems like that the 50-day moving average, this blue line here, is currently providing support. And this is often the case with cryptocurrencies. The 50-day moving average is quite an important and significant one. Not all cryptos adhere to it, but some adhere to it really well. It can be used very nicely as trade entry and trade exit, strategy and signal. And to be honest, a lot of people ask me these days in the comments if I could give tips for profit taking. And for me, that is incredibly hard. And the reason for that is I can't just, you know, give tips for profit taking, because everybody essentially has a different strategy. At some point, I'll probably make a video on that. And I think I made one, how to dollar cost average out when we get close to peaks. But with regards to trading or so, it all depends. Some people are just dollar cost averaging. They want to take a little bit out. Some people are just, you know, maybe even day trading. So these are all different strategies. So, you know, it will take a while to cover them all. And by the way, I covered a few profit trade taking strategies, but also then I cover entry strategies as well in the same videos on my second channel. And you can find a link in the description there. I talk about trade entry and exit strategies quite often. And one is, for example, that when you enter a trade, for example, here at the 50-day moving average, when it crosses the 50-day moving average, and you would normally use a 50-day moving average channel for that. And again, I've made a video on that in my second on my second channel. If you have a channel like that, then 2 parallel 50-day moving averages, one on the low, one on the high, these never cross. And you enter when one of the lines is crossed to the upside with a long position, and you exit when the line, the 50-day moving average, the other line, is then crossed again to the downside. And that is a really, really beginner-friendly way of trading. Again, with everything, not every trade will work, but it is a good strategy. But yeah, as always, different things. It's not just as easy as using one indicator. You need to get an understanding of price action, need to get an understanding of patterns, need to get an understanding of trends. And there is a lot to learn, but I can cover that, or I do cover that on my second channel. But anyway, here on the RSI, the momentum indicator, we're currently just at the 50 line, a little bit below maybe, but it looks like we are finding here some support. And from here on, we could then move on upwards if we hold that level here. Yeah, we have a lot of scope now to the upside. Yeah, have space. You know, we were already at the 90 level here on this RSI, and we can also see here on the ADX, the trend indicator, that we are having an uptrend, not a very strong uptrend at the moment. And you can just see that by looking at the chart here. Well, actually it's just going into a downtrend. We just made a cross, but it looks like we might make another cross to the upside now. So that green line, if that green line is above the red line, that's actually a long signal. And it looks like because of this retracement that we briefly crossed the other way, you know, to the negative, to the downside. But I think if we hold the support level, and that's also why I say, you know, these indicators only indicate. This would now be a short signal, strictly speaking, but because we have a support line here, which held a few times, we actually broke through a few times, but mainly it's held, you know, here it held, here it held, here it held, and maybe it's holding again. Then you shouldn't just use this as one signal. By the way, here, for example, when we dropped briefly below, we had a short signal as well. So, and after that we went long again. So these are only indicators that indicate. Now the MACD is looking a bit bearish as well. However, the whole structure basically on the fact that we are actually in this ascending channel would make me quite confident that we actually continue our move here to the upside. What we need to be aware of obviously is this support line here at currently $36. So if we are not holding that, which could be the case, you know, at any time, anything can always happen in crypto markets and anyway in financial markets. I think then we could drop fairly quickly to this level again where we found support previously, and that level would be at 23.5 US dollars, right? But the fact that we have, first of all, this ascending trend line and the 50-day moving average both providing support here, and the fact that here on the RSI we might here currently find support, I think we could get a potential trade entry here, and that would take us up to maybe $50, maybe even to the top of that channel, which would then be a new all-time high. So it's looking good at the moment. I think it's looking good until we really break that level to the downside. We're now at this tipping point anyway, so maybe we can see something else here on the 4-hour chart. Can currently see that we seem to be finding support here, and what we can see here on the RSI is actually that while we are making lower lows here on the price action, we're actually making higher lows here on the RSI, which is a bullish divergence, which indicates that we might have found the bottom here, just indicates a slowing down of the downtrend, okay? And also you can see that for the first time in you know, a lot of candles, right? We are seeing a lot of green candles again, and we haven't seen that many green candles for a while now. So yeah, you had a little bit of counter moves here, but now we see 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles now. So yeah, together with that bullish divergence, it indicates that potentially we are seeing a bottom forming here. So that would be one to watch, to potentially enter a trade here. And you also have a buy signal here on the MACD. Yes, the ADX is still giving us a short signal here, but with that bullish divergence and the MACD, and potentially, you know, the price action we're seeing here with a green signal and us hitting a support line and the moving average as well, the 50-day, I think that could be a potential trade entry here. Now, what we also need to be aware of, and we need to watch that level closely here, because we have a double top here as well, and that could take us down. That is basically the now, okay, we broke here through the, probably this was the neckline, we broke through the downside. Now what we're having here now is, yeah, seem to be forming a bottom here actually, and potentially could go up. We made an attempt already to come up again to $40, found some resistance there. So you can see actually the $40 level seems to provide some resistance. It did it before. So if we draw a line here, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4 touch points before where we found resistance at that level. So for me personally, I would watch that level closely. If we break above the $40, that could be a trade entry for a short-term trade. Again, no financial advice, but from here we could go all the way up to 50 and maybe even to the top of that channel. So I think overall it's looking good. To be honest, I don't know too much. I don't know why that line has just moved. I don't know too much about Terra Luna from a fundamental point of view. I've covered it now a few times because of member requests, and this is really only at the moment the technical side of things. Maybe one day I'll cover the fundamentals as well. But looking at the chart in itself, we can clearly see we are having an uptrend here. and there are some interesting developments happening, because whenever you have a pullback to a trend line like that, that is potentially a good trade entry, better than here. Now we could also wait for a breakout here. I think if we have a breakout here, that might be another opportunity to get in. But at the moment, yeah, I would wait until we get a clearer buy signal and maybe even cross that line here, the $40, because we found resistance here quite a few times before. And that's about Terra Luna really today. If you want me to cover, if you want me to cover Terra Luna in the future as well, let me know in the comments. And also please subscribe if you like the content. Hit the like button, and if you really like the content, maybe consider joining as a channel member. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Thanks for your support. Bye bye.